Hey guys, it's Mathil here once again with the follow-up video for the endgame of Stormcall Fanaticism based Inquisitor. The TLDR is Fanaticism. It's kind of janky, but it is fun and worth it at times. Overall, I'm not really going to be saying it's definitively the best way to build a caster. It's just an option, and it has its highlights, but it is somewhat clumsy to get going for boss fights in particular. For general clearing, it doesn't really matter. Half the time it's up, and you're getting a huge boost, and it feels pretty good. It's just lining it up for boss fights while having to do other things, like focus on Intensify as well, gets a bit complicated and a little bit unfun sometimes, especially if you're missing out on the entire portion of Fanaticism throughout some of your burst windows. However, as you can see, Stormcall and Awakened Cascade is pretty damn insane. I'd say this is my maybe one of my nicest. I'm not going to say nicest, but definitely one of my nicest characters for clear this league. It's probably the one I could most comfortably map on just for enjoyment and crushing things extremely quickly. So, if I was going to pick one of the characters to take to 100, it might be this, because Stormcall just farms the entire screen, and it's a pretty quick character, and it can destroy Double Beyond extremely quickly. So for all that, especially with Shattering, it seemed like a really, really nice mapper. The issues we had in the end were mostly just some single target based, because like I said, you do have to get your Intensify stacks down to 4, which, involves a few casts. You have to get your Fanaticism up. We have to get Arcane Surge up, press all the flasks, press your Vile Stormcall as well. And sometimes you can't line up all of that just right and get the maximum out of our single target. If you can, then it's pretty damn huge. And the other issue is that Awakened Spell Cascade or even regular Spell Cascade on this sort of setup will be kind of hard to line up for the overlap on plenty of different bosses. Some of them definitely get overlapped and they take huge amounts of damage, whereas some pretty much will only be getting hit by one of your Stormcalls, which means you're actually nerfing your damage by using Spell Cascade, which isn't too rare. Most do get hit by at least a little bit more than that, and you'll see that throughout the last few boss fights. But for Double Beyond, absolutely a dream, and we did thoroughly enjoy building into just Stormcall, and didn't really need a Helm Enchant, don't really need too much for the pure viability of Stormcall. Just make sure you get the less duration at least attached into it, and if you really want, then also anoint the less duration node on the passive tree. And overall, Inquisitor was a nice choice for it with the Blizzard Crown and a bit of extra cold damage, so you can actually freeze things, but you can definitely take Stormcall through its endgame with plenty of other ascendancies like an Elementalist, an Assassin, probably even a Scion, that sort of thing. And I will also mention that while my version got up and running well enough, especially with Fanaticism, because it was the first time I was trying that out, it's not the best Stormcall out there by any means. One of my viewers did show me his Stormcall build, and it's probably got like 5 times more damage than mine. It was an Inquisitor without Fanaticism, instead being more of a regen battery and going full Eternity Shroud memes. So bear in mind that you might want to try building into something more like that, because it really pays off to have that sort of complete obliteration end game damage, because for me, with this kind of damage, it's not quite there for comfort on the single target, since you do have to line up a lot of things for Fanaticism, and then once you do, you have to make sure you're destroying whatever you're attacking, because you're doing a lot of standing still, a lot of face tanking, a lot of committing to killing something really quickly. And if it doesn't get killed really quickly, that's when you start being in trouble. And one other thing I had to do was spec into the few little flask nodes, the 3 mana flask nodes, just for mana flask sustain throughout Cirrus fight, and it helps on some other fights too. But with that said, it was a decent character. Fanaticism's not too bad, and I want to leave you with the uber elder fight. It's pretty tough for this character, but we do get through in the end. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. really need to line this up extremely well. Okay, so we've got that up. That's going down. Okay, I'm going to... That was basically a 1v1 against Itsiri. And I still didn't get there. Well, she's about to die, at least that's good. Yeah, I got hit by the Synthete's 2 attacks, which I really should have moved that second one from. It's actually a really good follow-up. No, dude! That's so unexpected. I went for the good dodge, and it was a good dodge, but then there was a second shaper that just started casting balls behind him. Ah, shit, dude. Oh god, it's 2 Synthetes now. Does he explode or something when he does it? Yeah, he does. It's just Sheila and Eldon, right? I think that's still really hard to... I mean, it's gonna happen, by the looks of it, in the end. I'm a lot more durable than I gave myself credit for, but the DPS is just not lining up well. I'm sorry, chat.
Repeat my challenge. Gather more combatants.
Here's the problem. I don't think most mere mortals are doing it on that build. That was definitely a clusterfuck of running around dodging and managing flasks and everything. It's not at all a good build for this type of shit.